Hi, I'm Kuljit Bhamra, and in this episode, we'll look at the difference between a Tala and a Tekha. These two words refer to rhythm in Indian music, but there is a very big difference between the two. A Tala is a way of measuring a rhythmical phrase in Indian music. And typically in Indian music, a phrase is repeated, or you could say it's cyclic. In Western music, the measure of rhythm is usually denoted by what we call a time signature, but in both worlds, the unit of measurement is beat. So just like if you're measuring the length of something, the unit of measurement may be millimeters, centimeters, or kilometer. If you're weighing something, the unit of measurement may be grams or kilograms. In music, the unit of measurement is beat, also known as matra in India. When we talk about rhythm, it's easy to assume that Tala can only be played on a rhythmical instrument like a tabla, mridangam, pakawaj, or a drum. Tala can be expressed in singing. So, for example, if I was to sing a phrase, la ba da 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 dee da 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 dee da da dee da 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 da, you get the sense of the length of the phrase because I'm repeating it, and that would also indicate a particular tala that would go with that. Tala can also be denoted with hand gestures, and if you go to an Indian classical recital, you'll see sometimes on stage the musicians counting out the beats on their fingers so that the other musicians can keep track. It's a way of conducting in a way. Also, Tala can be denoted with hand gestures. So there's a beat, a downbeat, and an offbeat, for example. Sometimes the downbeats are even sounded with a clap. In fact, Tala or Talam literally means clap in Sanskrit. Now, when a Tala is expressed on a rhythmical instrument like a drum, it is then expressed in the form of a Tekha. Just like in Western music, you may have a measure of rhythm. For example, your time signature in a Western scored piece may be 4 beats, or let's say it's called 4/4. That means the length of your bar is 4 beats long. It doesn't tell you what the pattern is. It tells you the length. How you fill that bar and what you choose to fill it with in terms of a rhythmical pattern on a drum is called a tekha. So you can understand that every tala can have many tekhas that express it. Let's take, for example, a tala, a very common tala in Indian classical music called teen tal, which is 16 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If I play this, that's also teen tal. It's still 16 beats, but I've changed the pattern. And there are many patterns that could express a particular tala. So if I was accompanying a singer in a light-hearted song, I may choose a tekha that suited that particular song. If we take a time signature of 12/8, those 12 beats, or that length of 12 beats, could be expressed in many ways. I could have, for example, 4 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. That has become my tekha for that 12/8 cycle. Now, I could also alternatively choose another tekha, and let's say we divide it into 3 groups of 4. So in India, a very common 12-beat cycle is known as ektal. And when you study ektal, you'll realize that it's divided into 2, 4, 2, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And each one of those tekhas or personalities conveys a very different mood. If I play them back to back, you'll be able to feel the difference. So I'll start with 4 groups of 3, 3 groups of 4, and then ektal. So just to summarize, you could draw a relationship between Tala and Tekha, and it's a very similar relationship to time signature and rhythmical pattern. Of course, the rhythmical pattern must be subservient to the Tala, meaning it must be an expression of that Tala, not just anything to fill those 12 beats, for example. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.